biggest problems most beginning guitar students encounter is sore fingers. Hi, I'm Kenny Lee Lewis, and I feel your pain. Most people start off with the dream when they first start playing guitar that they're going to be in a big band someday, or using their guitar as an accompaniment for a singer-songwriter night like an open mic night, or maybe just jam with some friends on the weekend just for fun, or just playing by themselves just for their own pleasure. Whatever the reasons, they usually go out and buy an acoustic or an electric steel string guitar because they look cool and they sound great and all of their favorite artists play them. Then in the process of learning their first chords, their fingers start to hurt, which is understandable, and it hurts. Steel wound strings are just like little Swedish files, and they really dig in your fingers as you start to press down and move from one chord to the next. This damages the fingertips and causes pain as the body tries to compensate by creating blisters and calluses to try to protect those tips. This is really no different than your heels and your toes down on your feet grinding themselves inside shoes as we walk around all day long. The calluses build up and then we walk around normal and we just don't feel pain anymore. And some people can feel that pain as they're pressing down on the fretboard, and that's great if they can get through it. But most beginning guitarists get discouraged from that pain, and the guitar just sits over in the corner like the giver of pain and delight. And then you feel like you've wasted your time and your money, and you get discouraged, and your dream sort of fades away until you sell the guitar or give it away, which is really a shame. And if this is you, I understand. I feel your pain. But there is a solution. And the solution is nylon string guitars. A classical or slim neck nylon guitar could be your bridge between your learning period and your eventual graduation to steel strings. And if you haven't bought a guitar yet, that's great news because now you can get first what you need before you have to start dealing with this problem. But if you already have that steel string electric or acoustic beast sitting over in the corner, you might just have to buy one more guitar to get going. Okay, so I'll admit it, nylon string guitars just aren't that cool looking or sounding, actually. A standard classical guitar neck such as this is kind of hard to get your fingers around if you're a beginner. And the reason for this is these necks don't have a truss rod. They need more wood in order to keep the neck straight over time. And that being the case, they end up being a lot larger. So you want to get something that's a smaller profile. Because nylon strings are softer, they're usually not as loud and they don't sustain as long. Compared to these steel strings, and this means it may be a while before you can actually rock. You know what I mean? But there are options. One of the options is to get yourself a 3/4 size nylon string guitar, which are available at some of the larger music stores and also online. But you probably want to get something of quality. Because of the smaller size, it's going to have even less sustain. You're probably going to want to have a solid top, and you're going to want to have something that's made really well so it plays in tune and is designed properly. One of the guitars that I found was a really good quality instrument by Chordal. They made a 3/4 guitar with a solid cedar top, probably around the $300 price range. I would highly recommend getting that so you can have something of quality. But that'll be something you can get your fingers around because of the neck size being similar to like an electric or an acoustic standard guitar. Some of the 3/4 size nylon string guitars that are available come with a pickup. And if you get a pickup on it, that means you could plug it into an amp. You're going to increase your volume and your sustain, which will be really nice while you're learning. Another option is getting a slim-necked, full-size, full-scale nylon string electric guitar. This is a golden multi-act that I happen to own, but there's quite a few available. They sound really good. This doesn't even have the pickup plugged in right now. The neck is more like an electric guitar-sized neck, and they come with a cutaway, which is nice, so you can get up into the higher register. As you can see, this neck is a much smaller profile, more like an electric guitar, like my 335. And because it has a truss rod, it's able to be a smaller profile all around, which makes it adjustable and more durable over time. Just to give you an idea what these electric slimlines sound like when they're going through a pickup, here's a song a lot of beginner guitar players love to learn right off the bat. are quite a few 3/4 nylon string guitars available online. I just looked, and you can pay anywhere from $150 for just a regular acoustic up to $500–600 for a quality cutaway electric slim neck model. And then there's something like the Goda Multi-Act that I was just playing. They get up there in price. I think they have an A6 model that starts in the $800 range. But it's a really great solution for you to be able to start learning without having to deal with the pain again of the steel strings. The good news is with nylon strings is that you'll still be building calluses, but it'll happen gradually over time, and it won't discourage you from stop playing altogether, which happens a lot with beginner players. So one of the last little sacrifices that one has to make when learning how to play guitar is nail length. And as you can see, my nails are not like super short. The tips of the nails cannot be any longer than the tips of the fingers. They cannot come in contact with the fretboard. Because when you start to roll over like this, when you start doing your curling positions on chords, you have to curl over. And you can see the nails start to come in contact with the fretboard. And if they're too long and they're hitting the fretboard, it's going to send a pain up to the cuticle here, and it's going to make it very, very hard to play. And it's going to be hard to play for any kind of length of time. So you got to make sure that your nails are not coming in contact with the fretboard. So now you have the secrets on how to learn how to play beginning guitar, so you don't have to go through that process of that callus building. It will build over time, but it won't be so painful. And if you can't take the pain, you got to get on the nylon train, baby. That's just the way it's going to be. You might have to invest a little more money to buy a nylon string guitar if you've already got steel string models, but it'll be worth it, and I guarantee you'll have a great time in your learning process. I betcha.